So remember his name when the skies turn black. Artifacts that die, your lord leading the pack. For realms unknown, his legend flows. Where the shadow leads, the unleashed go. In the shadows embrace, where the blood runs deep, Artifact stands a vow to keep. Blades of anguish, hearts of dread, life stolen, the dire lord is fed. Rise, O dire lord, claim the night, harness the void, unleash your might. In darkness bound, yet unafraid, the legion's call will never fade. From silent plains where echoes will, a crimson path is dark and trim. Fear's a weapon, sharp and keen, an endless nightmare unseen. Rise, O dire lord, claim the night, harness the void, unleash your might. In darkness bound, yet unafraid, the legion's call will never fade.
What shirt are you on?
So remember his name when the skies turn black. Artifacts that die, your lord leading the pack. For realms unknown, his legend flows. Where the shadow leads, the unleashed go. In the shadows embrace, where the blood runs deep, Artifact stands a vow to keep. Blades of anguish, hearts of dread, life stolen, the dire lord is fed. Rise, O dire lord, claim the night, harness the void, unleash your might. In darkness bound, yet unafraid, the legion's call will never fade. From silent plains where echoes will, a crimson path is dark and trim. Fear's a weapon, sharp and keen, an endless nightmare unseen. Rise, O dire lord, claim the night, harness the void, unleash your might. In darkness bound, yet unafraid, the legion's call will never fade. So remember his name when the skies turn black. Artifacts that die, your lord
Howdy everyone, how y'all doing? Okay. All right. Yeah, works for me. Oh, my bad. Yes. Yes, that sounds good with me. Sorry, I was muted.
In the forest deep where shadows play, through the misty glades he finds his way. Arthax stands both old and true, a guardian of the wild in skies of blue. With bow in hand and courage bright, he hunts by day, defends by night. Through the lands of Terminus he roams, Arthax the ranger, protector of the groves.
Jay, I've not tried.
Of silent plains so high, to wilds and where whispers lie, he treads the paths that others fear. Guided by the stars, his purpose clear. With bow in hand and courage bright, he hunts by day, defends by night. Through the lands of Terminus he roams,
Is it coming across okay, Smarter?
Protector of the groves. Wolves howl his name, the hawks take flight. He's a shadow in the dawn, a beacon in the night.
How's this sound?
His spirit won't bend, for Arthax the ranger, the wilds defend. With bow in hand,
And you can hear the music or no?
he hunts by day, defends by night. Through the lands of Terminus he roams, Arthax the ranger, protector of the groves. raise a cheer.
All right, let me know what you guys think of this.
Deep where shadows play, through the misty glades he finds his way. Arthax stands both old and true, a guardian of the wild in skies of blue. With bow in hand and courage bright, he hunts by day, defends by night. Through the lands of Terminus he roams, Arthax the ranger, protector of the groves. From the peaks of silent plains so high to Wild's End where whispers lie, he treads the paths that others fear. Guided by the stars, his purpose clear. With bow in hand and courage bright, he hunts by day, defends by night. Through the lands of Terminus he roams, Arthax the ranger, protector of the groves. Howl his name, the hawks take flight. He's a shadow in the dawn, a beacon in the night. Through danger and dark, his spirit won't bend. For Arthax the ranger, the wilds defend. With bow in hand and courage bright, he hunts by day, defends by night. Through the lands of Terminus he roams, Arthax the ranger, protector of the groves.
Yep.
So raise a cheer to the path he takes, through forest deep and mountain lakes. For Arthax the ranger, the tales will sing, the hero of the wilds to whom the embers cling. Through the lands where legends are made, his legacy will never fade.
Gotcha.
In the heart of Throne Pass, where the banners rise, a city of hope under radiant skies. Through the gates where adventure calls, unleashed we stand, we will conquer it all. Unleashed in Evander's Pass where shadows creep, unleashed in the silent plains
This is a Smiter song.
where mystery sleeps. Through the eastern plains where the winds will bend, unleashed we march to the wild's end. In the silent plains, echoes of the past, a whisper of power, shadows that last. The eastern plains stretch far and wide, with fire in our hearts we'll never hide. Unleashed in Avengers Pass where shadows creep, unleashed in the silent plains where mystery sleeps. Through the eastern plains where the winds will bend, unleashed we march to the wild's end. light will guide and heroes stand tall. For Arthax unleashed answers the call. Raise your voice for the lands we defend. Through every zone our stories ascend. Together we rise, together we send a legacy unleashed to the wild's edge.
How do we join your guild and what server do you play on? All you gotta do is message me in game. I'm on Black Moon Shard 1. All right, we're gonna play one more song. So what I'm doing is I'm trying to get some background music for the stream. And just kind of some just chill music, maybe pop around a couple different genres, but copywritten free music is hard to find, so we're gonna make our own. Well, it's not hard to find, but I want it to be in the style that I want it in. So there's lots of wonderful music out there, so why not make a little bit of my own. All right, one more, and you can ask me anything, any questions you want to ask. Here we go.
In the forest's deep, where shadows play, through the misty glades he finds his way. Arthax stands both bold and true, a guardian of the wild and skies of blue.
He cheats.
With bow in hand and courage bright, he hunts by day, defends by night. Through the lands of Terminus he roams, Arthax the ranger, protector of the groves. From the peaks of silent plains so high, to Wild's End where whispers lie, he treads the paths that others fear, guided by the stars, his purpose clear. With bow in hand and courage bright, he hunts by day, defends by night. Through the lands of Terminus he roams, Arthax the ranger, protector of the groves. The wolves howl his name, the hawks take flight. He's a shadow in the dawn, a beacon in the night. Through danger and dark his spirit won't bend. For Arthax the ranger, the wilds defend.
Huskatron with the Prime sub. Thank you, sir. Welcome in. Thank you for the support. With every Prime sub, we give away an old fashioned. What didn't pop up? What? We don't know what Druid's gonna look like yet. So we've heard that the idea is they're gonna be able to teleport. They're gonna be able to do, shit, I ran too far. They're gonna be able to teleport. They're gonna have some pet or wild shape mechanism. So the only two primary healers, in my opinion, right now are, it's just gonna take me a second to zone back in here, are gonna be Shaman and Cleric. I would love it if they make Druid a primary healer. But I have a feeling, I really hope they're going to be viable in some form or fashion and not be like EQ Druid where everybody's kind of like, meh, I don't need a Druid. They need to do something pretty well. Yeah, it's a slow recharge, yep. Yeah, readiness and wrath take time to build up based on like you doing damage. Reckoning is just slowly built over time. Ranger used to shapeshift and look through eyes of animals in AD&D. Yes, Ranger does get a rat pet and a hawk pet that can fly around and you can look through their eyes. They cannot wild shape though. Yes, can anybody confirm they saw the old fashioned on the screen there? Everybody should have seen one. I'm going to do it again. I just want to make sure it's showing up. Yeah, it looks like, okay, it's there. It's there. Yeah, like Eye of Zome. Yep. And the mouse animation right now for Rangers is really funny because they jump and they don't have a jump animation. They basically just levitate really fast. It's kind of funny looking. Ranger's a lot of fun though. Sir Wormbait, how's the new video coming? And if you want to post your old video, I think you can post it here. If you want people to check it out, go for it. Classes like Rogue that have dual wield at night when they have an equipped torch as a DPS loss? Yes. New video's out? Fantastic, sir. That's all it's going to take. Just be consistent with it. You'll be good. You will find your audience, sir. It will happen. Hey, it's something, man. Content is content. The only thing that you have to do when you start making stuff like that is you want your next video to be in some form or fashion better than your previous. And every time if you do that, it's going to be better and better and better. It's not always going to work out that way, but that's what you need to strive for. Perfection is not attainable, so just keep releasing and making something better. If it doesn't let you post your link here, just DM it to me in Discord, and I'll repost it. Maybe that's where the races come in. So there's never going to be a dark elf. There's ashen elves and stuff like that, but so the closest thing you're going to get to a dark elf here is this guy, the Dark Mirror. They are basically fish people. And bears don't like me. Editing is a struggle. It takes a lot more time than people understand. There will be racial abilities like that in the future. Right now, there's not. The only racial abilities are Dark Mirror, actually. They have increased breath and swim speed. That's it. But all races will eventually have their own racial abilities. Hopefully there's not something that is overpowered like Ogre Frontal Stun Immunity that's going to prevent anyone from making tanks that are not optimal, you know? Don't get me wrong, I love the Frontal Stun Immunity. But I would much rather see a different racial passive and have Frontal Stun Immunity attached to some epic quest. To be perfectly honest, like make it equipable by like only tanks or whatever, but make it an epic quest. I felt like shamans, that shit was almost required, like because tanks eventually in EQ got their own Frontal Stun Immunity kind of thing through an AA, but for shamans it was so good. It's like, hey, I can just sit here and heal. I can drop these dots. I can drop this root. Yep. That is exactly why this Discord is called the party line. Absolutely. I can. I'm at my house. Yep. 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 One of my friends lived just down the street. Yep. Mm-hmm. Yep. We were so country we didn't have 10-digit dialing either, so you could do a 7-digit phone number. They put in 10-digit dialing. We're like, what is this? I gotta put 3 more digits in there? Yeah. Oh, 1 second, guys. I gotta step away. My beeper just went off. Yep. Mm-hmm. Yep, that's what we were just talking about. I didn't have an area. We didn't have area codes. We just had the 7 digits, not the 10-digit dialing. Yep. God, we're old. If a bow has +1 to stat, do you have that +1 stat even if you're in melee? Yes. Because the bow is equipped. Yes, you do. Hey, how you doing? Got all your stuff set up, it sounds like. I was going to stream last night, but the wife wanted to watch the Dune TV series, and I wasn't talking to anyone or moving, so I fell right asleep. So that's why we didn't stream last night. What general area of the country are you in? I'm near Dallas Fort Worth. The Dune series is the beginning wasn't bad. It's interesting. I mean, what I watched of it, right? So I saw most of the first episode, and then I, because I wasn't moving or speaking, I went into dad mode, where you just close your eyes because you're just resting your eyes for a second. Arkansas here, nice. My brother lives in Arkansas. He just moved to the Ozarks. He's got a very nice view. He moved from loaded Frisco, Texas, all the way down to, or I guess up to the Ozarks. Originally from the Ozarks, nice. My brother's trying to talk me into moving up there. I would like to move to Colorado, but stuff is really expensive. They wanted like 400 and change a square foot to build up there. Unless I become really successful here, that's not going to happen. St. Louis. Oh, yeah. Hopefully the right side of St. Louis. The last time I was there, it was a little rough. I stopped at a hotel. Went outside. I think it was on the south side of St. Louis. Went to a hotel, and it was barbed wire, chained in, like fenced in. Like it was nuts. And if it said if you got there after like 11 p.m. or something, you had to call the front desk so they'd unchain the gate to get into the hotel. I was like, holy shit, I don't know that I want to stay there. I use Streamlabs. It does that integration already, multi-stream. Oh, yeah, I'm not buying a house right now. Not in this economy. Maybe a year from now or so. We'll see. I'm kind of stuck where I'm at right now. Almost fell asleep in stream while leveling. Nice. Oh, yeah, San Diego. Yep. It's gonna be a minute. So many years ago, we went to St. Louis. We went to the Arch, because you had to go to the Arch, right? And so I was like, man, I want to get this Arch in the shot. So I laid down on the ground and I had my family stand over top of me. And I took a picture kind of up with the Arch in the background. And then a bunch of people came over and all got in line and they wanted me to do the same thing for them. I'm like, come on, guys. I know it was a great idea, but Jesus. Like, hey, could you do that for us? I'll do a couple, but I ain't gonna be here all damn day. Start charging. Oh, that's why I'm encumbered from the massive amount of BS I just got. Welcome to Missouri. Chrissy, welcome in. How are you? How is everyone? I know we got lots of folks popping in here, so I want to make sure we got some coverage here. How's everybody doing? All right, so I'm going to post this on both spots here. So Sir Wormbait has been working on some videos. I had to give him a little nudge. Just the slightest of nudges. And now he's up and running. So feel free to check him out if you enjoy the content. Hit him with a subscribe. Hit him with a follow here. He also streams on Twitch. Cringe. Most people's problem, okay? When they want to do something like this, they don't commit to it. They give up because it gets hard, or they don't have an idea and they get stuck in the analysis phase, right? So how to get past the analysis phase? Put out something, start doing something, and then you do something else, and you do something else, and you do something else, and then you get better, and you get better, and you get better. It'll be fine. Somebody will appreciate your content, and it will grow from there. But if you never water the plant, it ain't gonna grow. That's funny as I harvest some jute here. Look at that. Already got a sub from YouTube. See? I'm gonna give you a tip, okay? You're never gonna be confident in your work. Like fully confident. It's never gonna feel like it's ready to release. You've got to get it most of the way there. Like if you're anything like me, like almost every video I put out, I'm like, this is like maybe 30% done. And I'm like, but if I don't release it, it's not going to come out. I'm just going to keep tweaking it and tweaking it and tweaking it. Fix this, fix that. Oh, this wasn't quite funny. This was too quiet. Like I will drive myself nuts. And I do. That's why, you know, a 5-minute or less video may take me 8 hours to complete. Chrissy converted? I've never seen that. Yeah, I'm not a multi-million-dollar studio. I don't have the luxury of just sitting on something for 9 months and then putting out a video. Nor do people want that. Like, it doesn't need to be perfect. It needs to be valuable to the person watching it. If it's got value to the person watching it, you're good. Oh, absolutely, Devin. It is difficult because you have a lot of people like you, especially me. So like my first class video, Necromancer, I spent over 40 hours just on that edit. And it was rough. I mean, it was my first video, so I knew like people are going to be like, "Oh, I didn't like this, I didn't like that." But it's a little, when you think about how much time you've invested on something and somebody's like, "Oh, this is like, ugh." It's hard. It is hard. But then you have to remember you're never going to please everyone, but it's valuable to somebody. So it'll grow from there. But it is hard when you spend so much time on something and somebody's like, "Oh, this is not that great." I was petrified of releasing it, to be perfectly honest with you. I had a group of friends around me like, "Dude, it's never going to be perfect. Just get it to a point where you feel like it's ready and release it. And so that's exactly what I did. And it's actually changed. I didn't like the thumbnail. I went scummy with the thumbnail and I was like, I don't like it. I'm going to change it. So. Oh, 30% off right now to do 6 months. Really great deal. I want to support Pantheon and those who regularly stream it. You will definitely be able to watch Pantheon plenty here. The whole reason I'm streaming and doing content creation is actually because of Pantheon. Well, I was streaming way before Pantheon, but do you ever replace a video after uploading and publishing? No, you can't replace it. I've got to bring it down and re-release it. I thought about that though. Yeah, I don't like the clickbaity stuff. Like, I might do it if it's funny, if that makes sense. Like that's a joke, but not like true clickbait where it's like, oh, you click on this thing because it has this image and it's completely different from that. That shit bugs the hell out of me. So necro fear kiting is a possibility at level 20. You have to get manifestation skill, look up 55 fear resist. It took up to 55 fear resist before I could cast my first fear landed. Yeah, I feel like if your content quality is there, it's gonna spread, and I believe that's exactly what it's done. So like my goal when I started was I wanted 1,000 people on YouTube, 1,000 people on Twitch by May of next year. Okay, my hyper reach goal was before Jan 1st to have 1,000 on each. I've already eclipsed that. Like I beat it before my goal was even here. So I've met every goal that I set in my first sit down right before I started editing. So, and I've done it faster than I thought I would. So, but one thing, so if you start streaming, you start video editing, that kind of stuff, and I don't want to ramble on this for a long time because everybody's here for Pantheon, but if you don't care about your content, you're not going to put yourself into it. And that's exactly what you have to do. You are selling yourself in something you care about. So if you're like, hey, I feel like Call of Duty is my path to riches, and you don't really give a shit about Call of Duty, it's going to be very hard to succeed in that avenue, right? And then if you're not sincere, the same thing. People are going to see through that. So like what you see here is me, and I care about this game. I care about a bunch of different games, so I'm going to probably try some different indie stuff at some point, but this is getting all my focus because I have an immense amount of faith in this game. So I kept tweaking, same thing on web application that I made for Pantheon. The color isn't good, the positioning and so on. It's a process, man. It takes little by little. Don't give up. If it's truly something you care about, it's something you want to succeed, it's something that you believe there's value for, keep working on it. Devin, thank you, sir, for becoming a member over on YouTube. You, sir, are awesome. You definitely did not have to do that. And give me just a second. You get an old-fashioned over there too, sir. Thank you. Yeah, man, everybody starts somewhere. Everybody starts somewhere. Yep, not a problem, Devin. You have a lot more to look forward to. Now, I will say I will be streaming more in the evenings, or almost exclusively in the evenings. Starting like Thursday. I go back to work. So Not looking forward to that, but it is what it is. Got to pay the bills. My in-game chat on Pantheon is on, so give me a second. So this is what you see, and then give me just a sec here. That is what I see. So my chat is actually over here. I just relogged, so there's nothing there. But I have an ultra wide, so I keep a lot of the sensitive stuff off screen, you know, because somebody could jump in my stream and be like, you know, expletive, expletive, expletive. Right. And I don't want that on. Don't want that popping. Richard! Did I miss Richard joining? Oh shit. Richard, how you doing, man? Good. Good to hear. I know. Shocker too. I am hungry and thirsty, as always, in-game. Work sucks? Yes, it does. Yep. Is it considered cruel and unusual punishment that I am a fish person and I won't give him water? Oh gosh, that's terrible. Oh shit, we need to go up here. All right, I'm gonna feed him and water him. Okay, I'm feeding and watering my fish person. All right. You know what's really terrible last night too? So I played just for a little bit yesterday. I didn't play very much. But I hit level 19, right? And I hit level 19 like right up here. We were killing some guys. We'll show you in just a minute. They're pretty cool looking. In case you haven't ever seen them. They only spawn at night. But I was killing them, and then I finally hit 19, and I was like, hey, this is so good. You know, I got a little bit of room in 19. And then I saw this tower, okay? I'll show you in just a second here. There's this tower you can see back there, and I'm like, oh, I want to go over there. And then I saw this rock, and it has a little stool. And I'm like, I want to go to that stool. So I climb down this rock, and I get about halfway down, and then I fall. And I take a little bit of falling damage, right? And where I hit and take this falling damage, I was like, oh, that's not bad. And then I turn, and there is a grave bat that is blood red to me. And he attacks me. So I run and I jump off of another cliff thinking I'm going to be able to make it, right? I land. I got a sliver of health. I'm walking real slow. And I look back and the bat's like just pacing on the rock above me. And I'm like, yes, I'm going to escape. And so I'm just really slowly running. And I'm like, okay, I've just got to get out of the range to clear aggro, right? Because it'll leash back. I get to about where I feel like he's going to leash. He pops on me, one-shots me, and I lose my level. I'm like, damn it. I finally got level 19. Oh, but that's Pantheon. That's what we signed up for. I know, I was like, man, I should have streamed this. This would have been such a good thing to... And it was literally right over here. I'll show you exactly what happened. So there's that tower right there, right? That's the tower I'm talking about. I'm going to go show you the little stone with the bench on it. Might be able to see the bat too. It's weird because I'm an AVP right now. If I run up here, I'm gonna zone into Throne Fast. So that is actually in Throne Fast. Obviously, you can see Throne Fast proper there. That's gonna be badass once it's done, by the way. All right, so if you look right there, yeah, it might be hard to see. Okay, so I climbed right down here. Okay, I climbed right here and I fell and landed there. You can't see it, I don't think, but maybe I can. So if you land right here, you can't see it. There's a bat like right there. So I fell and landed like right here. Let me see. Is there a way for me to get? I can't zoom out any further. But there's a grave bat like right down there. And so I landed, he hit me. I jumped off here, landed there, ran like all the way over here, and that's where he killed me. But anyway, so like right on top of there, there's like a little tiny stool right there. So yeah, it was a wonderful experience. Do it again and recreate the scene? Not yet. Maybe on a lower character. How important do you think enchanters and hopefully bard are as supports? Enchanter is immensely powerful. But yeah, enchanters are extremely powerful. They are the king DP, or not DPS. They're the king CC. Groups that get like two, like if you get 2 or 3 pulls. One second. Sorry, I had to deafen real quick. There's a lot of crosstalk. But enchanters are extremely powerful. So most groups will struggle with a 2 pull, and in a lot of groups that will wipe a group. So having the ability to CC is extremely important, right? So enchanters are the king of CC. Now, the way the CC works, they just changed it between pre-early access and early access. So the way the CC works is if CC naturally expires, right? So I mez a mob. If that mez naturally expires, everything is fine. If somebody breaks that mez, that monster's next ability is instant cast, right? So that's the challenging part for enchanters, because like let's assume that you're at Manor, you CC a mob, you mez them, and then somebody breaks that mez, and the tank doesn't have taunt, right? That mob could then Heartstopper the enchanter and almost kill him, or kill him in one shot. So there's a little bit of risk there, but enchanters can break up a camp really, really nicely, and then their role diminishes slightly so they can start doing more DPS. Unless you have a spawn that's like variable timing, in which case you never will have a broken camp, right? So that does happen sometimes, but they are super, super important. They do reasonably decent DPS. But there's things like Necro. Necro has some of that toolkit where they can mez a mob. They can't mez a bunch like an enchanter can without doing like root. But root is also a form of CC unless you're fighting like a caster that's got like quick cast or Spellslinger. I can't remember. I think it's Spellslinger. But enchanters don't have charm yet. Charm is going to be very, very valuable to their DPS side once they've kind of broken the camp, right? So, but enchanters are really good. Bards are going to be the master of all utility. They've already said that. They're not going to be like DPS focused. Not that they won't be able to do decent DPS, but they won't be like bards are going to be the wizard of melee. That's not going to happen. They're still going to have all that utility, that kind of thing. So, but yeah, they're going to be really good. I'm excited to see what PVL does with Bard. PVL is the audio folks for Pantheon. They've already come into the stream and said that that they have something special planned for Bard. So it's gonna be cool to see how they do that. Yep, yeah, I can't wait to see Bard and Druid. Druid will be first though. I'm hoping they get these classes in relatively soon. I think that would be really beneficial. I know Druid will come before Bard though, if not at the same time. Looking forward to playing Druid. Imagine getting ravaged off a Mez. Oh yeah, that's nasty. I don't know if they'll do that because I think Ravage is a triggered ability now at 80%, but at lower levels, absolutely. So what you can do, and this is a PSA for people who don't know, if you go into Helnir Cave and you fight a drawn Ravager, which they're at the entrance, there's some of the Ratkins, so they're not going to be in the ghost section, that kind of thing. But they have an ability called Ravage. I have a video over on YouTube that you can go look for. If you're already on YouTube, you don't need to go here, but if you aren't, there's a link to my YouTube. Got some videos, some new player stuff. But if you root a running Ravager, he will stop and potentially ravage, and that could be really bad depending on your body positioning. So you don't want to root a Ravager that is running. Just FYI. All right, I got undeafen now. All right, I am back. Sorry, guys. I had to mute for a second. I was listening to multiple conversations and then getting my tongue tied. Huh? Who is? The other Griffin? AVP Griffin or Windfeather Griffin? Okay. Yeah, it's just a Wind Griffin. It's nothing special. Oh, yeah. Yep. Yeah, that was me pulling a Merida. Merida told me to ask you for the Griffin story just now. Yes. Okay. Yep, we'll tell the Griffin story. But first, I'll pull this ghost, so because we have a limited time. But wait, there's more. All right, so the Griffin story. All right, so we're hunting in AVP, right? We're just killing a bunch of garbage, and there's this big ass ravine behind us, and there's a Griffin that runs around in there, right? And this whole time, we're sitting there for, we had to have been there at least an hour, right? So we're sitting on this ridge for like an hour, killing these different, I think there's like panthers and bears and all kinds of stuff. And so what happens is I'm sitting there, we kill a mob, and we're doing this like 4 or 5 people, right? And I get aggro, and I'm like, what is going on? Like, where do we have aggro? I don't see anything. And then I turn and look to see where this aggro is, and I turn behind me, and there's a Griffin. And if you've ever seen the Griffins fly in this, they have their wings out and they're curved, but they don't flap. They just glide to you. So what you see is this just giant Griffin gliding at my ass, and I panic and I'm like, Griffin, run! And I just tell everybody to run, so we all start scattering. One sec. Oh, this guy doesn't want to. There we go. He should be on me now. There we go. So anyway, I'm just booking it, trying to run away from this Griffin, and he just, he's faster than me, so he's just in this stuck pose, and he's gliding towards me, and then, yeah, just like 2 shots me, and then proceeds to just bounce to all of the other people that's scattered in different directions and just murders the whole group. Yeah. So that was our first experience as Lobies with a Griffin. But the part that confused me was, like, that whole time, we've been sitting there for an hour. He'd path back and forth multiple times. I guess, like, one of my butt cheeks or something was just over a slight hair. And that's what aggroed. So we always joke about Merida's butt aggro. That day, it was me with the butt aggro. I think I actually have a short for that story. Give me just a minute to check. We have limited time on these guys, so I've got to kill these dudes relatively quickly. So I'll check here in a bit. Yep, there are griffins that murder hobo. They're in a ravine, and there's only one of them. It's just called a wind griffin, so it's not anything special. Like, to my knowledge, there's not a name there. It's just a wind griffin. But there's a bunch of wind griffins in Thronefast, like Windfeather, which we actually killed off of stream this weekend. I recorded the whole thing, and it took 12 minutes to kill. We're under level. This thing is blood red to us, and it's Chevron Bob. So it took 12 minutes to kill it, and it didn't drop any loot. So I reported it, and it is registered as a defect. It's a bug. Yeah, I was like, this whole time we've been sitting there, and I was like, don't worry about it. He's not aggroing us. We're up out of his line of sight. Yep, tried to get my feathered windblade, and he didn't drop a damn thing. Broke my heart. But congrats to Unleashed on taking a mob that is way harder than what we should have been fighting, because we didn't have anybody over level 18 in that group, and I think he's like level 23 or 24, something like that. Nope, you get out here. Stop running into the rock. But the important things, we got our revenge. We tried to get Cayenne the Bolt twice on 2 different shards, and he was bugged on both. Completely immune to Yoink, Mez, etc. So couldn't unbug him. But yeah, check these dudes out. They're little ghost versions of the goblins. Aren't they cool looking? They glow in the night. Oh, absolutely. My ranger had 2 of them pre-early access. He died with them. He died killing Karagos the Watcher, and the sunsetting of the server occurred with my ranger wielding 2 feathered wind blades. It is badass looking too. Any update on Windfeather? Still, to my knowledge, still bugged. We've only killed him the 1 time, but he dropped no loot and broke my heart. Because that was supposed to be my first feathered windblade. I mean, we could have got his other loot too, but... But PSA, if you haven't seen, if you are doing anything that you think might be an exploit, bug report it and don't do it anymore. They are suspending accounts and deleting characters, potentially, if you are exploiting a bug. So I reported a cache dupe, but I did not bug report it. I reported it directly to them so that people couldn't see that and then exploit it. But don't do it. You're gonna bust the economy, and if it's too badly busted, they're gonna wipe. And I don't think anyone wants that. So don't be selfish. Report your bug. If you got a bunch of cash, explain how much cash you're able to generate, and then do the right thing and tell somebody, hey, I got 2 gold or whatever, I got 5 gold, don't get a platinum, and then be like, well, I just realized it was now busted. Because that will lead to a wipe. So don't be that guy that spoils it for everyone else. Also, don't glitch kill mobs. There are some exploitable tactics that you can use to kill mobs. Don't do it knowingly. If you don't know what's doing it and you're trying to recreate it so that you can report it, that is one thing. If you just do it and you know the tactic, that's wrong, and that's going to end up getting somebody in trouble and or wiped. There absolutely is. Yeah, there is. They warned people, and if they keep doing it, it's gonna happen. It's, you know, something is going to be really, really bad. Whether they lose their character, hopefully, or wipe the server, depending on if whatever they did ended up. So, like, if somebody got like 100 platinum and just started spreading it and breaking the economy, a la Teak EverQuest, that might be something that they wipe the server over. So don't screw around and do that. Sitting on the walls, killing Freeport guards, yes. That's kind of a known thing. I think the stuck has to stay in. It's got a timer, so you can't like abuse it. You can't use it in combat, that kind of way, that kind of thing. I expect that to change maybe when they put in teleports. When like Druid is in and Wizard are in and they have their teleports, I expect stuck to be reduced to maybe something like a Hearthstone, where it has a cast time, you can only use it X amount of times, you know, that kind of thing. I do like that mechanism for people getting out of dungeons, because it's going to make people more likely to go into the dungeon, right, if they know they can get out. And with Corpse Summon in, if I die, it's cool. I'll just have a Necro or a Summoner summon it. If I'm in there and we work... You know, I only have 2 hours to play and I work into a dungeon for 2 hours. I don't have the time to work out of the dungeon for 2 hours, right? So having something like a Hearthstone or the /stuck command, whatever that looks like, I think is a beneficial thing for the game. But at some point that will go away. Like the first thing that most people typed when they came into early access was /stuck. They're like, does this still work? And you know, we used it and it said yes. We teleported back and everybody was like, thank God. But yes, how was everyone's weekend? I didn't get to see you guys yesterday. It sucked. When I woke up from my nap, I was like, oh shit, I fell asleep. And I was like, oh my gosh, it's going to be too late to stream. Everybody's got work today. And so I felt kind of bad. I told everybody I was going to stream on Saturday, and then I didn't stream yesterday. So my apologies. I didn't mean to not see you guys yesterday. We're going to set up a stream schedule coming up that we'll definitely stick to. However, I'm going to take a day off. I need a day off. I've been on vacation for over a month. I haven't taken really a day off. I don't consider yesterday a day off because I was doing some editing, even though I didn't stream. But I will be taking a day off coming up after going back to work, basically because I'll need it. I need a weekend. Or I need a day off that I don't do anything involving a computer for a minute. Parim, welcome in. How are you? I think many of us did stuck twice in a row. Yeah, I think there's like a 5-minute cooldown on it now, but still pretty good. Remember, babe, bubble yourself first. Oh, the question about the guild yesterday was in relation to, does everybody like funnel loot to me? And that is not the case. This is not a streamer guild. A streamer is the guild leader, but this is not a streamer guild. Yeah, Merida will get the gear before I do. Yeah, that you funnel food to Merida. That is accurate. But like, if everybody thinks I have this badass gear, like I'm using a dirt-ridden belt that I got from the thugs. What else? I've got soft leather bracers. I have missing ring. This one I grabbed off of a ground. I got one of these at Fort. I'm not being funneled gear. I have a dull iron bastard sword that I've had since like level 11, and I'm almost 19. So I am not being funneled gear. That is not how I'm going to play the game. We don't funnel loot, we funnel resources. You funnel resources, yes, to the guild, not to myself. So most of the resources that we get and that people bring in are coming to our guild crafters, and the guild crafters are doing things like making bags and boxes for all new players. All new mains get like 3 boxes, 3 bags, and a set of like tier 1 armor. And I believe Aleth was doing harvesting tools as well, like 21 efficiency harvesting tools. So that does happen, but that is on you guys. That has nothing to do with me. I didn't ask Innate or Aleth to do it. They jumped in. They are wanting to be a part of a community that we are trying to foster. And that's where we are. We're about having fun as a community, getting everybody in. Like, we have a chat that we're in right now on Discord called the Party Line. That it's literally the party line. Everybody gets in, just shoots the shit, says some jokes, and then as they form up groups, there's all these different groups that you can go to in the Discord, whether it's a guild group or a pug or that kind of thing. And everybody breaks off and does their own thing. But we have a lot of people that wouldn't group with others unless we had this kind of structure. And it's been really, really wonderful to see all of the people start making their own static groups, etc., etc. So, but I'm not trying to glaze or fluff or whatever you want to call it, this statement, but we have one of the best communities that I've ever seen. And it's just growing and getting more positive. So, and we're going to lose people, right? People burn out, people's, circumstances change, all that kind of stuff. But even if you don't play Pantheon, this is not just a Pantheon community. It's very Pantheon focused right now. But I want people to be able to enjoy themselves and feel like they have a home regardless of whether or not they're playing Pantheon or if they're playing Call of Duty. Call of Duty's, a little bit of a more rage-filled game than anything, but games are more fun with friends, and this is a way for you to make friends and establish relationships, because that's what life is all about. So anyway, enough with all that. How's everybody's weekend? What did you guys do this weekend? What amazing challenges did you get into, whether it's real life or in Pantheon? The holiday season is upon us. We've just passed Christmas. We're headed right towards New Year's Eve tomorrow. Enough of me talking. You guys talk to me. Let me know what you're doing. This weekend I bought Pantheon and played it. That was your whole weekend. I hope you enjoyed it, Param. What did you make? And I do apologize if I don't keep track of what everybody made. It is really hard to keep track of all the names. I'm bad with names in general, so please don't feel like offended if I forget what your character name versus your Twitch or YouTube names are. It's hard for me to track names just in general. Partly because of my stream. Aw, thank you. I'm glad I had some small part in that. Sorry, I had a couple of taunt fails on that. It was weird. That's the other one. That's the ad. That's not this one. I don't typically have taunt fails, but my boil blood didn't hit, and then I re-taunted, and that didn't hit. I don't know. It was weird. Yes, by all means, if you are not on Black Moon and you are in chat right now, get other people to go to your server. Yep, go ahead. As long as Rich is good, I'm just going to start dropping a bunch of taunts. Alright, he is on me. Are you good? Blood Fiend is up. This guy ain't going nowhere. He's got 7 taunts. He's got 8 taunts. I was playing a little Final Fantasy 11 on a private server this morning, just now lazing about. I don't go back to work till Thursday. Yeah, I'm the same. I don't go back to work till Thursday either. Did some editing last night. It was fun, but dang, a tad bit frustrating. The same. Took like 4 hours, lol. Yep. Welcome to my world. Not the whole weekend. I tried Warrior, Dire Lord, and Rogue. I have fun with the Rogue more than any of the others so far. Still low level at the moment. Yeah, Rogue is a lot of fun. Rogue is a lot of fun in a group, though. I have a full-time job as a pest exterminator and a part-time job as a traditional Catholic church groundskeeper, so I've been quite busy this last week or so. Nice. You are staying busy, though. That's a good thing, right? It could be the exact opposite. Trying to look at the positive. But take some you time. I know you sometimes, like, life is not conducive to that, right? But make sure you get some you time. Don't burn out. Even if that's just a couple hours just chilling about. You need a break. What realm is everyone on? Yeah, so we are on Black Moon. Pass is on the Sacred Six. There's lots of great servers for people to go on. You don't have to come here. But by all means, share what servers you're on, and if you're looking for people to join in your static groups, or I highly recommend forming up static groups or groups where you guys all play together, because you're gonna understand who plays like what. You're gonna start communicating without communicating. These games are much more fun with friends, so find the person or persons you gel with, build those relationships, and have a lot of fun together. And in absolute worst case, you just come back here and hang out with me. I enjoy hanging out with you guys. Got a Lobi Necro on Avos 0. Nice. How you like a Necro so far? So far, it's pretty good. Only level 3. Don't have a full kit available to me, but little bony boy to attack stuff is great. That was me. Back to 19, bitches. Make sure you loot that. Somebody loot that corpse. There was like pants and stuff on it. Grimewood staff. What is that? Sounds cool. Smiter River doing work. That dude had donuts this morning. Oh, womp womp. I bet if you take those metal nails and nail it into the end, it'll have 13 damage 4-0 delay. Is it true that necro pets don't taunt? Not until 12. The first taunt pet, like the warrior pet, is at level 12. Prior to that, yes, pets don't taunt because they don't have the skill. People sleep on necro. Necro gets much better at level 12. They even moved what is this called? Oh, I'm not on my necro right now. Crippling Terror was moved from 12 to 7. So but once they get to 12, it starts to change for them. He's off today. Do you want to message him and see if he's up for doing a little light DPS? Might make him feel better to see some big numbers. Yeah, you can give your bunny boy weapons. Yep. I just lost 19 once, so no, I'm not going to do that. That's what you get. Babe, why are you jumping? You die more than all of us. You're over here, do /camp. Sometimes /camp will let you stand up. Yeah, you're going to Throne Fast. Yes. Where are we going? Okay. I'm /stucking because I'm not doing that. That's great info. Thank you. I was thinking about trying one. Yeah, no problem. Oh, so PSA, not that anyone here is going to do it. I've gotten three folks in the last couple of days that have asked me about the best way to support the stream. If you want to give people like ad-free viewing and stuff, you can do Prime subs, etc., or gifted subs. Obviously, Twitch, YouTube take a big portion of that. However, there is a donation link on my socials or underneath in the panels that I get the brunt of that. So if that's something you're interested in, I can't remember who asked. I think Todd was the one. Who else? I'm trying to remember names now. But yeah, that's the best way if you want to donate directly to the stream. But Prime subs, obviously, you get a benefit from that, right? If you sub with Prime or do your like tier 1 sub or whatever, then you get to watch commercial free. The other good thing too is if you watch a bunch of different streamers and you're always on like Twitch, it is good to do Twitch Turbo, because then you get ad-free viewing on a bunch of different streams, not just like one or two. So if you spend a lot of time there and you're going to support like 4 or 5 streamers, it's just better to do Turbo. And then anybody you pop in, one second. Yeah, so Turbo is like, I think it's the equivalent of like supporting 4 streamers. So I think it's like 20 or something like that, if I remember right. But you don't have to worry about commercials on anybody's streams. So just a few things that folks didn't know. On YouTube, you can sign up for a membership there. You get access to like it's kind of like subbing over on Twitch. Devin has done it. There's a couple of, like, Steve did it. Turbos for Twitch. Yep. Yeah, if you only watch like 2 people, then it's just cheaper to do just to sub to those folks. But if you're like watching like 5, 6, 10 people, yep. More and more crates are bugging and not despawning after looting now. Womp womp. Yeah, bug report it. They're saying crates are bugging and not spawning or not despawning. Right, you get that age where it's like, oh, guess what? Sleeping too long hurts you now. Yep, you sneezed, your back goes out. Turning just the wrong way and suddenly your shoulder is angry at you for a week. All right, everybody is taking a quick restroom and water break. I'm going to do the same. I'm going to go use the restroom really quick. First, I got to remember to be a good streamer and go share with folks that I'm streaming. But that's probably helpful to folks that don't necessarily follow me all the time. Oh shit, ah, crap, Joppa's live. I didn't notice. All right, we're gonna raid Joppa. I didn't realize he is early today. I'm gonna send everybody over there, and I will start the stream back up here in a little bit. Okay, but I want everybody to see. Again, I want everyone to watch Joppa streams so you can see how much he, as a developer, gives a shit about the game. So we're gonna raid him real quick, but I'll start back up afterwards, guys. So I'll see you guys here in a little bit. Let me get this raid ready to go. And I'll see you just in a bit. All right, see you guys in a bit. Love you guys. We are raiding right 4, 3, 2, 1. All right, see you guys in just a minute.